We are going to use Alanyo Group as the case study for running a Meta ad campaign. So Alanyo Group is one of the brands that actually sell water closets. So you can see it's a premium kitchen and bathroom solutions in Ghana, and they sell Tranquils, which is like a brand of water closets and vanity cabinets and so forth and so forth. So this is also equal to you having a skill, something you want to sell out to to people, and you want to target the right people. And in this case, we are looking at our water closet as the brand that we want to, the water closet as the product that we want to sell out to the people, right? So this is what we are going to do. First and foremost, we need to be able to identify our audience. And before you get to know your audience, you need to perform a research to understand the kind of audience that you have to target. So go to Manus AI and just type something like Manus AI, okay, over here, and then hit enter. So you're going to see manus.im here. Click on it, and once you click on it, you would be directed to a sign up page. You sign up, and then you have access to it over here. And once you have access to it, I want you to go to connected apps over here, and then you turn on the browser. So I want to turn on the browser. Now, one good thing about Manus is that it uses your own browser and then dig into other resources about the information that it needs. It doesn't just guess. It goes beyond just a normal LLM, that is more or less like a ChatGPT and then a DeepSeek, on the surface level of research that these LLMs give us, unless you're using a premium. However, with Manus AI, it goes beyond that. It gives you a thorough, research based on what you're looking for. So this is the prompt that we are going to give it. I would like you to act like a senior strategist in Ghana. I'm about to run a paid advertisement for a water closet brand using Meta Ad Manager, but I need to understand in detail the kind of audience I need to target based on their location, interest, purchasing power in the last 6 months, and then age group and any other factors that might enable me to run a successful Meta ad. Final output should be in Word document. Right, so this is the information we are going to give it, and we are going to click on send. So then we are going to wait for it to perform the research that we need, and after we are going to go through it one by one and identify some key things that we need to do. Now, whilst this is actually going on, I would like to show you where we are going to perform this detail. We are going to find. So basically, we are going to use the information that we are going to get here, the research that we're going to get here, and then we are going to use another tool called the Meta Insight tool to be able to dive deeper into this audience information or this audience data that will be given by Manus AI. So what you have to do is that I would like you to go to this URL link. So it's basically facebook.com/business/insight/tools/audience insight. I'm actually going to leave it in the description so you'll be able to easily tap on it and it will bring you here. Now, when it brings you here, what you need to do is to click on go to audience insight. Now, once you are on audience insight, this is what you are going to see. You're going to see demographics, and you're going to see trends. You're going to see potential audience. And as you can see right now, we are inside Credit Premier Network. That is Credit Premier Network portfolio. That is this page, right? So let's say if you create a page, let's say if we had a back door, that is a back into this business, and we had logged in already, it will bring us to the business page over here, or the business portfolio over here. But because we've not logged in, that is why. However, even regardless of that, we'll still be able to perform an audience using a different page on its own. All that you need to know is that you are on this particular page. So now that you are here, you could see under normal circumstance, we have 203 by default. That is lifetime followers. You get to see these ones and all this and all that, top countries where these people are coming from. But that is not what we need. Just go to potential audience. Now, once you're on potential audience, you see that we have an estimated size of what? All this huge number here. And then you would get to see, in terms of the demarcation, 18 to 24, men are about 12.8%. And over here from 25 to 34, we have about 22.6 being men. And from 35 to 44, the men are more than what the women. And then 45 to 54, same way, men are more than the women. And then all the way to 65. So this current data, this current data that you are seeing here is for Cradle Premier Network, like I said earlier. If we had access to the back end of this, then this data would be for that of this company. So with that being said, don't think about this as that of the water closest brand that we are looking at. This is for Credit Premier Network. So how do we actually dive into deeper and find the customers, the estimated size, the percentage of men, and so forth and so forth, where the top cities that they are, and all of that, specifically for this particular business over here. So I'm going back to Manus AI to see if it is that. So it's still going on with the research. So you can see it's researching on demographics, purchasing power, and meta ad targeting. It's researching what closer market and consumer behavior in Ghana. This is a very thorough research that it is doing, right? So let's go back here, and what you are going to do is that once you come to the potential audience, you are going to click on filter. So over here, when you click on filter, you'll now be able to filter the audience based on based on location, based on the age, range, and as a standard, so you can see from 18 to 65. And then you also be able to determine the gender, whether you want to target only males or females, and then you'll be able to target based on their interest, which is very, very important in what we are about to do. So then we have to just wait for us to get the research that will be done by Manus AI so it influences the kind of interest that we are going to look for over here. And as you can see, we are still in the process of waiting for the research to be done. So I am going to pause here and wait for it to get completed, and once it gets completed, we'll switch back into whatever that it gave us as the output. The research that Manus AI actually did, and so we are going to click on it to see whatever that it gave us, and we are going to go through them one after the other. So let's wait for it let's have a preview of it. And so we can see meta ad audience targeting strategy, what a closest brand in Ghana, and so forth. So let's come to how many pages do we have? We have about up to 16 pages. So now what do we see here? We have the executive summary, and the executive summary says the real estate and construction sector is experiencing unprecedented growth driven by rapid urbanization and so forth and so forth, and a significant diaspora investment, with residential properties prices in Accra rising by 5% to 2024, and housing demands in Kumasi projected to grow by 8% in 2025. So you could tell that real estate development, is really growing in Ghana. And so why is this even giving us real estate information? Because at the end of the day, if any person wants to buy a water closet, definitely real estate companies will be key here, aside from individual homes, right? So that's why we are getting this information here. Also, the Ghana plumbing fixtures market alone is valued at 435 million in 2025, and is projected to reach 548 million USD by 2032. So Meta Ad comparison Facebook and Instagram offers highly effective platform for reaching the Ghanaian consumer. So this is just a general statement that says Meta Ad is really good in terms of how effective it is in reaching the Ghanaian consumer, the Ghanaian consumer, actually the buyer. So as of June 2026, Ghana has approximately 11.2 million Facebook users, right? Okay, so you could tell how many people that you can easily target. So imagine if you're targeting a group of people and you realize that you're targeting up to more than 30 million. That tells you that you are even more than the Facebook users. So imagine where these users will be coming from. Probably you've targeted the wrong group of people, right? So the largest user segment is age between 25 to 34. Okay, right? That's a very good one there with 4.4 million users. Okay, followed by 35 to 44 age group. So this gives you an idea of the kind of even product you should be running paid advertisements on, or the kind of scale you want to or service you want to render out to a particular group of people. Okay, this strategy document provides a comprehensive framework for audience targeting on Meta Ads Manager, covering basically what we gave it, right? How we can get a return on investment for a water closet brand in Ghana. And so the geographic targeting strategy here is we are looking at Greater Accra as one of the locations where the population about. So that is 5 million, right? Okay. And then we have East Legon, key areas like Cantonment, Airport, Residential, Airport, Hills, Pentex. We also have so forth and so forth. So we can see Greater Accra, Ashanti region, and Western region is a key area. We're also looking at secondary markets like Northern region, Eastern, and Central as part of the key areas. And also looking at the radius targeting. So radius basically mean the in terms of the distance, okay, in terms of distance, the kilometers at which you can actually target these audience. So for tier 1 location, we recommend using meta radius targeting feature to focus on areas within 10 to 15 kilometer radius of high income neighborhoods, right? This is really technical, so we won't go much into it. We're also looking at diaspora adjacent targeting. Remember from the executive summit, it made mention that diasporans are actually moving into a significant diasporan investment, which means these kind of diasporans are moving to that is when it comes to real estate development. And so it says we can actually look at targeting these diasporan areas where this diasporan, that means basically these Black Americans, when they come, where exactly they stay, you can actually target them, right? And we're also looking at demographics, and demographics has to do with the age group segmentation. So looking at 25 to 34, we can see how relevant it is to the water closet market. And this 25 to 34 those people are more or less like the first time home builders and renters transitioning to home ownership. And these are about 4.4 million users, right? Recommended ad approach focus on modern design, affordability, and smart features. Use lifestyle imagery. So this even giving an idea of the kind of ad copy, the kind of flyer design, the kind of video ad that you have to do as well. We're also looking at 35 to 44 years, where we are looking at that is 12.3%. These are established homeowners invest in property upgrades, renovation, and second homes, highest purchasing power among domestic consumers. So look at all the information that's being given to us based on the age group, which is going to influence our decision on who to actually target and who not to target. We're also looking at those from 45 to 54. These are the senior homeowners. These people already having their homes, right? So you position the brand as a trusted long-term investment. Why is it recommending this ad approach to us? Assuming that we want to target people at specific age group, and which we are going to actually determine using the ad, that is the meta audience insight tool. If we are looking at people at the age of 45 to 54, based on the interest and then the age group that we are going to discover, this ad recommendation is going to give us an idea of the kind of ad to put out there, right? And if you're also looking at 55 plus years, which actually makes up to about 9.4%, which are grandparents and elderly investors, then we are looking at less active online, lower priority for meta ads. They usually don't really, spend much time on Facebook and so forth and so forth. So you also have to have an idea about it. In terms of the demographic, you're looking at gender consideration. Should we consider both males and females? This one says, while home improvement decisions are typically made jointly within households, meta audience data for Ghanaian indicate 57.7% of Facebook users are male. The campaign should target all genders, but ensure that creative assets reflect both males and female decision makers. Okay, that's something that we've gained there. and education and employment targeting. So what is the education level? University graduate, job title, engineers, architects, quantity surveyors, and so forth and so forth, real estate developers. So these are even a group of people that we can easily target based on their job titles on Meta Ad Manager. And in terms of their live event targeting, they are newly engaged or newly married, they recently moved, or they have a new job. And you know, someone who has a new job, there's a high chance that a professional with increased income capacity for home investment, if you definitely get a job, you're likely to either renovate your room or change few things, or even move from where you are to another place, right? So these people are also good. New parents, so families expanding their homes and requiring additional bathroom facilities will probably need a water closet as well. And in terms of their purchasing power and the budget analysis, here we're looking at, in terms of, Ghana is classified as a lower middle income country by the World Bank, with a GDP per capita of approximately 2,419 USD to 3,257 from 2024 to 2025. However, significant income inequality exists, and urban middle class, particularly in Accra and Kumasi, has considerably higher purchasing power than national averages suggest. So Oxford Business Group identified Ghana as one of just 6 sub-Saharan African countries with the middle class daily income of at least $8.44, right? Okay, great. So this actually gives us an idea of, in terms of budgeting, you know. So in terms of segmentation, the budget here has been because 450 to 750, which is good, because usually when I'm telling any business owner to run advertisements, I only tell them, if you want to run an ad for at least 1 month, then you need to have at least a budget of 700 cedis. Okay, so having 450 to 75 suggestion here is quite good, especially for low income household, renters and government and so forth and so forth, to target this kind of people. We're also looking at the mid range, all right, which we are looking at 900 to 2,500 middle class homeowners, first time builders, core targeting the tier 1 cities, emphasis on modern. You're still giving us some kind of ad focus, you know, on Meta. And then in terms of the premium, we're looking at 3,000, 6,000 middle class. I want to actually get this well. So this is segment and price range. Okay, and the audience to target. Okay, sounds good. So all right, okay. So I think I might have gotten this part wrong. What I'm beginning to think here is, in terms of, okay, this is the price range. Okay, so this is actually, I'm beginning to think these are how much a low income household renters can actually afford, right? So if someone is actually from the low income, they can actually afford a water closet as low as 450 to 750. Those who want luxury, smart, high net income, they are willing to spend close to about 5,500 to 15,000 plus cedis, right? And these are people who want smart water closet and so forth and so forth. So this is what this basically it actually means. And then we have the purchasing power also here, which is going to be based on device type, location, precision, and so forth and so forth. So if someone has purchased for the last 6 months, we can actually target them based on their device type, whether they're using Android or iOS, right? Okay, or whether they have interest in luxury brand as well. And let's have a look at the recommended budget allocation by the purchasing power. So based on those who are actually living in East Legon, Cantonment, and these areas which are considered the high tier, we can spend a budget of 45% on that. These are all, percentages, so we're not so much interested in, right? This has to do with the interest and behavior targeting. And you can see, in terms of interest, we can target people who are interested in home improvement, real estate, interior design, construction. In terms of broadening interest, we have, or in terms of those who is likely they will be interested. We are looking at lifestyle, luxury goods, smart home technology. Professionals, we're looking at architecture, quantity surveying, real estate. Those in the financial environment, we're looking at mortgage loans, investment property insurance, and so forth and so forth. In terms of behavior targeting, we are looking at engaged shoppers, those who engage with online shopping, right? And so forth and so forth. So all these are actually, I would say, these are information that has been given to us that we can actually look at. We are even given a custom and look-alike audiences. So your duty here is to go through everything very well. And then once you go through everything here, you're actually going to look at the suggestions based on the interest, based on the purchasing power, all of that, and you're going to make a decision on that. So now look at it over here. Recommended audience combination for ads manager. So you could see that we have Greater Accra Ashanti region where they give now 25 to 40. These are just more or less like a preamble of information that we've been given, not entirely the what we need to target, right? It's just giving you an idea of the kind of people to what target. Okay, so in the next lesson we are going to look at what are the kind of people we need to target for this group of people using the meta tool insight. Now we've gotten to know so much about the kind of people that will be interested in water closet based on their device usage, based on their location, based on their purchasing power, and even giving us an estimated reach and so forth and so forth here. So how upon all this, how do we get to target the right people? How do we target, the right people based on their interest and so forth and so forth? So that's what we are going to do in the next lesson.